Join us to navigate your awakening as we share the ancient science of transformation. Practicing this ancient wisdom will help you tune into your power and unlock your greatest potential. If you are ready to embark on your awakening and discover your soul path, then please welcome your host and transformation expert, Trenayce.
Welcome to Navigating the Awakening. I am your host, Trenayce. Thank you for joining me today. I greet you in the love and in the light of the Infinite Creator. I would like to begin with the Internal Light Mediation so that we can all align our energies with the cosmos, with the universal light of Source. If you are driving or listening to this and not able to close your eyes, then please simply open your heart and allow the intention of healing to move through you. Allow each breath to relax you more and more as we go deeper. Let's begin. First breath in, breathe out. Second breath in, breathe out. Third breath in, breathe out. Relax. Allow yourself to become centered and focused. With each breath in, allow yourself to be in this space of meditation, allowing each inhalation to increase you in light energy, and each exhalation to release all tension and stress, any mental distractions or images, and allow yourself to be in this moment in meditation. Focus your attention on the center of your chest. See your internal light as it illuminates your heart, as it fills your heart with brilliant, healing white light. Continue to see this light as it grows brighter and brighter, as it fills your heart completely, removing any heavy, negative, or dark energies, and allowing your heart to be filled with peace, love, joy, and forgiveness. Continue to see this light as it grows brighter and brighter, as it moves in all directions throughout your chest, moving into your lungs, filling your lungs with healing energies, removing any blockages. Allow each and every red blood cell that passes through your lungs and your heart to be filled with life-giving energies. Allow this light to be absorbed by each cell as it travels through your entire body, carrying healing energies to each and every cell of your body. Continue to see the light as it spreads throughout the chest, moving in all directions, moving up into your shoulders, down in your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, moving into your palms and fingertips. Continue to see the light as it flows through your palms, radiating out into the world and all around you. Continue to see the light as it moves up through your neck, releasing tension and stress, moving into your cheeks, your ears, your nose, your eyes, your forehead, moving up into your crown, activating the connection with your higher self, allowing for clear communication, clear downloads. And now see the light as it moves into your stomach and your diaphragm, continuing to bring healing through your deeper breaths to these areas of your body, bringing balance, bringing coherence. Continue to see the light as it now moves into the small intestine and the large, activating healing within these organs of digestion, allowing for the assimilation of your nutrients and your light energies. Continue to see the light as it moves into the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, and the bladder. All of your tissues, organs, and cells are now filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health, aligning you with all that is good, all that is desired. Continue to see the light as it now moves into the colon, the uterus, the sex organs, healing every part of your body, including these organs of release and regeneration. Continue to see the light as it fills these organs completely, bringing them into perfect balance, perfect health, giving you the courage, wisdom to release all energies, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, that no longer serve your highest good. And now see the light as it flows through your hips, passing through your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and into the soles of your feet. You are now filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health, aligning you with the harmonics, the measure and the movement of the universe, bringing you into full balance with all that is. Continue to see the light as it moves through the soles of your feet, turning into silver cords that move deep into Mother Earth, anchoring and grounding you to Mother Earth. Allow any excess energies that are within the body, mind, spirit, complex, to be released through these cords, to flow into Mother Earth, to be recycled to create something beautiful. And now see the light as it continues to spread within the body, moving through the pores. And now you are surrounded in a beautiful healing bubble of white light. You are safe. You are protected. You are loved. Continue to allow this light to grow brighter and brighter as it now fills the room, the space in which you are in, bringing healing to all who pass through this space, allowing for peace, love, joy, forgiveness, and oneness to fill this room, the space where you are. Continue to see the light as it spreads and moves through the walls, the obstacles, until the area, the city, the town, the village, wherever you are, is now filled with healing light, bringing love, forgiveness, peace, joy to all who come in contact with this light. Continue to see the light as it spreads and now connects with other lights around the world, till all of our lights join together as one, as we are united in the light of Source, in the love of Source, increased in every way, in joy, in peace, in love, in abundance of all that is good, increasing each and every person, each and every being who desires to take part in this light. And now see the light as it moves deep into Mother Earth, completely filling the earth with light, healing Mother Earth, the planet on which we live, bringing her into perfect balance, allowing for healing on every level. Continue to see the light as it spreads and moves out into the atmosphere that surrounds the earth, cleansing, healing, protecting the earth and all the inhabitants upon it, removing anything, any vibrations, any frequencies that could be harmful to the life here on this earth. And now continue to see the light as it spreads, moves beyond the earth, out into the universe, the multiverse, joining with our universal light family in oneness, in love, and reuniting with the truth of our oneness, bringing peace, joy, love, and forgiveness to all who partake in this light. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your light with me. Now, our discussion for today will begin with a message from Spirit, and after our break, we will move into Native Earth astrology and discuss the Cougar People. Now, today, Spirit wants us to begin a deep discussion about the body universe. This, again, is a very intense subject, but we are going to revisit this on many occasions in future shows because there's a lot to talk about. Now, the body universe is a term that you will hear in some ancient texts, and it is becoming more popular once again. This term is very realistic, as the world around us is simply a reflection of us. And this is something that we've been taught by the ancients as well. But it goes even deeper than that. We are one being, having a myriad of experiences. So with everything in the universe and the multiverse being one, then our body universe signifies and recognizes that oneness. And so in truth, everything that goes on outside of you must be happening inside of you in some aspect of yourself. And so we are going to dive deeper into this subject. It is a very vast one, so we will have many different topics on this. Now today, we are going to speak about regaining the consciousness of the body universe to empower you. But in order for you to be empowered, you need knowledge. And this knowledge will give you the tools to awaken your dormant energy that will begin to manifest a very different reality around you. When we refer to the body, there is a lot to discuss here as well, because the body is not what it appears to be. The body is not solid, even though it appears to be. In truth, your body is made up of molecules and atoms. And when we look at you under the proper equipment, you look very different. You have different forms depending on what technology we use to look at the body. So if we were to look at you through infrared goggles, you would be a very bright light, and there would be heat spots, cold spots, light spots, and the colors would vary depending on the coldness and the heat within you. But there would be nothing solid. Again, you would be seen as light. If we would look at you or parts of you under an electron microscope, you would be empty space with little lights here and there flickering on and off. You would look like outer space. And so what is it that we see? We see this physical form, the appearance of this physical form, because we are using the instrument of our eyes. But depending on what kind of instrument we use to view the body or the parts of the body, then this will give us a different perspective. Only when we look through the eyes do we see a physical form. And you must remember that our eyes are only vibrational translators, just as all of our senses are. They are constantly and seamlessly converting signals into a physical form or some type of energy form through smells, taste, touch, in that form. So the energy takes on many different forms, depending on which sense you are using to translate the vibrations. But they are all vibrations, and we have those translators innate within our body. So we call them our five senses. But every now and then we'll start talking about a sixth sense. And what is that? That falls outside of the norm, outside of our being able to taste, to touch, to feel, to hear, and so on. So when we tap into our sixth sense, now this could go into different studies. There's many, many studies out there that begin to look at where our sixth sense is coming from. Some people study the hair on our body because our hair is an extension of our nervous system. And so when we grow our hair, whether it's on top of our head or throughout the body, then they become little antennae. And you all have had the experience of walking into a room or someone talking about something, you get goosebumps, or your hair just stands right up on the end, on your arms or your legs, because it's indicating some energy is being picked up here. So your hair is part of another sense, another vibrational sense, translators that we use. And there are many different parts of your body, this body universe, that is actually doing the exact same thing. So you know how people will say, follow your gut, listen to your gut, or I feel it right here in my solar plexus. I can feel the answer. So these are all extensions of the 360 senses that the ancient Egyptians say that we possess. So when you look at the 5 senses that we use and recognize, we fall very short. So there's 355 senses that we are not aware of, obviously, if the ancient Egyptians have taught us that we have 360 senses. So this is a lot of fun when you start to research and experience different things, because then you start to really see what the ancients were talking about. Our bodies are actually quite phenomenal, and they are not what they appear to be. So when we go deeper into the body and we start talking about things like the DNA, our DNA stores information, not only information that we need to create healthy cells and to help them regenerate and, how to metabolize food and so on and so forth, but the DNA also stores information of our entire bloodline. Where did we come from? And it stores much, much more than that. But this is how you can send a sample of your DNA to a laboratory to find out who your ancestors were. And this is called gene mapping. And it can be a very interesting area to do research in. But it has been found over recent decades that your DNA is not the only place that we store information in our body. Every cell of your body is conscious, is alive, is aware. And this has been proven, time and time again, very, very old information, which our scientists recognize even today, because you are a living being. And this is why you have need of food and clean air, clean water, and so on, because every cell in your body needs to absorb its nutrition. It begins its own processes of using that nutrition and releasing it back out. So every part of your body is alive. And that means every cell in your body is conscious. Now, when we start to have issues and problems within the body, which we call disease, and the ancients call it dis-ease of the spirit, something is out of line. Here, there's a disharmonious connection going on between the cells, misinformation, and they start to act weird. They're not in alignment with healing and regenerating anymore. Sometimes they get sick, cells die off each and every day, new cells are born, and this is a process throughout your body, and depending on what part we're talking about would depend on how long those cells actually live for, the lifespan of them, and how short the lifespan is, because different parts of your body, it's different rules that apply. Now, when we discuss the cells as being conscious, as we are now looking at the body as a body universe, you can then see how you are made up of billions of cells. And if we look at each cell as being conscious and having its own universe per se within each cell, then you can see how you the multiverse would be mirrored within your body. So these billions of cells have to learn how to work together in order for you to be healthy, happy, joyful, and in a good place. So there's a lot of information being transferred between them, and the communication is of great importance. So what begins to happen when we look at the body from the level of the cell? What begins to happen when we go out of whack, when our body is not healthy anymore, something is wrong, there's miscommunication. But why is that happening? So there could be many, many reasons. But we look at this from a very spiritual, you could say esoteric point of view, but it's also very scientific, that once toxins enter into the body, they act as static. They begin to create static within the body. So the body universe is affected in a very poor way once we begin to introduce toxins into the body. And this interrupts the communication that is needed between the cells. So we talked about this before, about the static in the body. And this was one of our totems. And I believe we were talking about the birch tree, how it begins to remove the static that's in the body. And the natives knew this, that there was static stored in the body. Now, when we have these toxins introduced into the body, however, it comes in through breathing in polluted air, drinking polluted water, eating polluted foods, then we begin to have a higher level of static, of white noise. And I also explained to you that you can actually hear this with your own ears, with the proper tools. You can hear the static and the white noises in the body. Because when the body is functioning harmoniously, each and every cell of your body is like a beautiful orchestra. They have their own tone, frequency, and when everything is working beautiful, you sound like a beautiful orchestra. But when we introduce these different forms of toxins into the body, then we begin to get this static white noise, and things are not quite running as well. When cells are dying, they make the same exact noise as the toxins, which is the sound of static or white noise. So the body universe is so very important for us to keep in a healthy state. And one way that we begin to do it is through meditation, forms of deep breathing so that we can release toxins through the breath, eating proper foods so that we can eliminate the toxins out of our bodies, exercising so that we can move toxins through the pores, different things like that. But the very important part is that we start to do something to help our bodies release the toxins, and that we become very conscious and aware of not introducing more toxins into the body, limiting it in the ways that we can. Some things we don't have much control over, and other things we do. But today we live in a very high-tech society where we have lots of tools to help us clean our air, at least in our homes and the car and so on and so forth. So our water can be purified and clean. Very, very important, because as we continue to look at the body universe, and we will, as I said, be revisiting this over several shows because there's so much to talk about and to go into depth with. The body is so important for you to begin to connect with. And it's so much easier to connect with the body when it's healthy. When you are in an unhealthy state, you can't sleep well, you don't metabolize your foods, you're not getting the nutrition from your foods, and the list goes on. And that's where it really begins to start. Your nerves become bad, you can be very quick-tempered, and so on and so forth, because you're not happy inside. The cells are not happy, they're not healthy, and it reflects in our personality, in our attitudes, in the ways that we feel inside of us, in the way that we can function every day in life. So when we want to tap into the major energy centers of the body, say through meditation or getting energy healing. This begins to also help to correct blockages of energy within the body, to help the energy flow. But I want you to really understand the connection here between your physical body and the universe as a whole. It truly is connected to everything around you. And when you start to really take care of your body, you're going to start to see people and things around you begin to change, because everything literally is a reflection of you. So the experience that you're having is happening not only within you, but it's happening around you. And this is the first mirror. This is where you really begin to see that we are truly all connected and everything is one. Is when you start making major changes within your life, going into meditation, practicing this on a daily basis, cleansing the body, being conscious of what you're eating, being conscious of the music you're listening to, things that you're connecting with, that you're not feeding yourself a bunch of negativity, but feeding yourself more positive things like listening to Radio and other wonderful shows that are out there. But you begin to change the way you feel. You just get more optimistic. You feel better. You have more energy. You sleep better. All of these things start happening because you're removing toxins, be they physical, mental, spiritual, emotional toxins from your life. And then you will begin to see the connection on the outside, because your life just starts getting better and better, and the people around you begin to change as well. And this is the first step in recognizing how powerful you are and how you can change your life. On the most simple level, it's really changing your mind and making a decision that I want a better life. And it is possible to be healthy in every way, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Now, as I said, we will revisit this topic once again and go deeper into the body universe. Now, after our station break, we will begin our discussion on the Cougar People. Everything that we talk about here is to empower you and to give you what you need to navigate your awakening. We'll be back in just a moment.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, Om Times Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Awaken the Healing, Reclaim Your Life is a podcast that will change your life. If you are interested in expanding your consciousness and being self-empowered, then please tune in to our show. You can find us at awakenthehealing.com or on your favorite podcast app or platform. It's time for you to reclaim your life.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose: to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
More than 24 million Americans have an autoimmune disorder, and that number continues to grow. I'm Sharon Saylor, and I'm one of those 24 million. To put that number in perspective, cancer affects about 9 million and heart disease up to 22 million. That's why I've brought together top experts and those thriving regardless of their diagnosis to bring you the latest, most up-to-date information. Join me, Sharon Saylor, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Autoimmune Hour on Life Interrupted Radio to find out how to live your life uninterrupted.
If I could be you,
and you could be me for just 1 hour.
if you could find a way
to get inside
Each other's mind.
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to Navigating the Awakening. Now let's begin to look at the people who were born between February 19th and March 20th. These people belong to the Frog clan, and by entering the sacred hoop of life at this time, this initiated them into the water element, and they are called Cougar People. This is Native Earth astrology. These people were born under what is known as the Big Wind's moon. Turquoise is their mineral totem, plantain is their plant totem, and the cougar is their animal totem. So now let's dive deeper into the Cougar people and discover the powers they hold within them. Turquoise is one of the oldest stones used for adornment and protection. It was being mined in Egypt many, many thousands of years ago. Turquoise is a hydrous aluminum phosphate with copper and iron. It can range from sky blue to bluish green. It is one of the few jewels without a sheen that is highly prized. Turquoise is referred to as the sky stone by Native people. Many powers are attributed to this stone. It was believed by many Native people of the world that anyone wearing turquoise was protected from breaking their bones. Because of this, the Native people made horse bridles and harnesses with turquoise, as well as braided the stone into the tails of their horses to ensure that they would stay strong and protected. This goes along with the belief that anyone wearing turquoise would be protected from danger of any kind. They used this mineral to decorate their weapons, their bodies, and their homes. It was also used in rain-making ceremonies and was believed to bring good fortune. Turquoise is a purification stone. It dispels negative energy and can be worn to protect against outside influences or pollutants in the atmosphere, which is perfect for what we were just talking about. Turquoise balances and aligns all the chakras, stabilizing mood swings, and instills inner calmness. Like their mineral, Cougar people have the possibility of having many powers that are outside of the ordinary. They have a lot of natural medicine that can make them adept at many of the mysteries of life and the universe. These people can be very connected to the sky and be initiates into many of the life processes that people of other totems do not know. Without the proper life experiences and the desire to do some serious work on themselves, Cougars' natural powers will not be developed. If they do not work to develop themselves, they can become very moody and even depressed. When Cougar people are in balance, they make very good healers. Like their mineral, they hold many healing qualities. They have the power to dispel lower vibrations and energies, but they have to remove these from themselves first, just as all of us do. Cougar people are very much attracted to the mystical, the magical. They can be much more comfortable in these realms than most others. Because they feel very at home in higher places on the mental and spiritual plane, but they must be sure to stay grounded. They need others around them who are grounded as well, or they can become lost in the higher otherworldly realms. Now, for the plant totem of the Cougar people, which is plantain. This is a common healing herb with 200 different species that grows all over the world. The entire plant is used for healing. It can be used internally and externally to cool and soothe, as well as to speed healing. It is also used as a blood purifier. It can reverse the effects of poison, and it helps to alleviate pain. It works wonders as it can heal fresh and old wounds and sores. You can drink the tea, or you can use it as a compress externally. It is easy to use. It will be very effective for you, and it helps with stings and bites of any kind. It has been used for ulcers and for the stomach, intestines, inflammation of the kidneys and bladder as well. Use as a hot compress for all kinds of aches and pains throughout the body. Cougar people can do foot soaks and leg rubs with the tea as a compress, as they are prone to have issues here. Now, by drinking the tea, this will help you keep your internal organs in a good condition as well. When Cougar people are out of balance and suffering from melancholy, they can be prone to inflammatory disorders of the stomach and intestines, which comes about through worrying. When used externally, plantain has the ability to help heal skin lesions that are caused by stress and worry. Because plantain is so widely spread and well-rooted in the earth, it can help Cougar people learn about their own need to ground. They need to do this before they begin to reach for greater heights in the realms of the sky, the etheric realms. The color of Cougar people is the blue-green of turquoise. The blue represents the color of the sky, as well as spiritual aspirations. It indicates a seeking spiritual person. The lower vibrational aspects of blue represent melancholy and self-imposed struggle. But in its higher vibrating state, it denotes idealism, selflessness, artistic qualities, and spiritual clarity that can be attained. The green mixed with blue, as in turquoise, is very helpful to Cougar people, as it gives them a balance between spirit and personality, the balance needed between the sky and the earth. These people need to keep green as well as blue around them, and they should wear these colors very often, as this helps them stay calm and brings balance back. The blue-green will help to restore Cougar people and heal them when they are out of balance, when they are feeling low. Now, some people, if they wear blue, it will make them feel worse if they're already feeling low, because it can become a melancholy color if it is out of balance. But for Cougar people, it does just the opposite for them. It restores them and helps to revive their energy, where the blue-green is really, really necessary for them. So, since these people are spiritual by nature, they usually prefer the color blue. But the color green is also needed for grounding, so the combination of the two colors are ideal. The animal totem, of course, is the cougar, which is also known as the mountain lion, the puma, the panther, a screamer, panter, and ghost cat. It is the largest member of the feline family in North America. This feline can grow up to 7 to 9 feet and 150 to 300 pounds. It is greatly misunderstood, and this is why it has been pretty much wiped out in many of the states that it was once found in the United States. It is a very beautiful cat. Now, this cat mostly resides now in the western parts of the United States. In Florida, it can be found in Canada and Mexico. They prefer to inhabit steep canyons and mountainous areas. They make their dens in rocky caves and washed-out holes, or in thick brush. Of all the cats, cougars are considered to be the best climbers. If pursued, they can and will climb trees, although they prefer to be on the ground. They are swift runners, but they are much better at running short distances than longer distances. Cougars cover large territories, but they do not overlap in another cougar's territory. They mark their area so that others know not to intrude into their space. These cats have a harsh, high-pitched scream, which can be quite terrifying, but they are seldom heard. They like to be silent unless they are cornered, and then, of course, they will growl, snarl, and scream. Cougars are very skilled hunters, and deer is their most desired meal, but they will eat other small animals. They like to chase and hunt their prey. So they will work together. Two mating cougars or siblings will hunt together. One will chase while the other lies in wait for the ambush. They do not hunt for more food than they can eat. They will only turn to livestock when their natural food supply has been depleted. They received the name ghost cat from the natives because they are so quiet and they can move gracefully through the brush, disappearing in an instant. They are known for circling through a territory swiftly and silently, outsmarting many hunters and their hounds. It is also known as the sneak cat because it can sneak up on you without making a sound or moving a twig. It is known to sit and wait for hours or even days until its desired position is attained. There is a nasty rumor that these cats will hunt humans, and the native people have lived with these animals for centuries before the Europeans came to these shores. There has never been a case where a healthy cougar has hunted a human. They like to avoid humans, and this is why they live in high places and very deserted areas of the forest and the mountains. They will attack if they are cornered, just like any being would. They are curious, as all felines are, and they will follow humans out of curiosity, but it is not to hunt them. When cougars mate, the female is the aggressor. She will chase after the male, and her choice will be hers. She will make the choice. And as she chases him down, she will give him a few swats to get his attention. Now, when he reciprocates, they will wrestle, and this will go on for a while before mating starts. Male cougars do not have much to do with raising their young. They're not interested in the kits, but most litters have 2 babies that are born in the spring, and the mother cougar is very loving and devoted to her babies. She is a better hunter than the males of her species. The female cougar is a fierce protector and will give her life to protect her young. She will fight fiercely against another animal as well as hunters. A cougar can fight up to a dozen hounds at once and win, but usually the hounds will force the cat to go up into a tree where the hunter will shoot it. Fortunately, more laws have been put in place to protect the wild, and this is very much needed because senseless hunting of these incredible animals have cut their numbers down to very small numbers in our country. So this is very much needed to be aware that these animals are very, very intelligent beings, and they are of no harm to humans as long as their natural foods that they like to eat are not depleted. So people who have the cougar as their animal totem share many of the traits of this kingly cat. They like to keep to themselves in the high territories of their mind. They are spiritual beings. They need a lot of time to think and contemplate. They are very sensitive people, and they can be easily hurt, even by chance remarks with no harm intended. Like the cougar, they like to have their own den. They need a place where they can retreat for contemplation and self-analysis. Like their totem, they are good climbers, although their climbs are ones of the mind and spirit rather than physical ones. In their minds, they are swift runners, capable of going to distant realms where few others ever travel. This makes them great artists. Cougar people need to have their own territory. This is essential to their well-being and balance. Without the proper spiritual territory to travel, they become moody and dissatisfied individuals. With the proper direction, they can be among the most productive humans. Cougar people also have the tendency to mark their territory, whether it is in philosophy, business, an art form, or in a relationship. Once this territory is marked, they do not like others to intrude on it. If people intrude into their private space without invitation, they will become very hurt. Cougar people tend to be very quiet. They prefer silence until they know who they are surrounded by. They like to get to know the people around them before they reveal themselves in a deeper sense. Cougar people are good at hiding the way they really feel, as they fear hurting other people's feelings. They will initiate a conversation just to make someone feel better. When they are in a good balance, this is their nature, to want to please others. They do not want to hurt anyone around them. But if a cougar is out of balance, then this can be the exact opposite. They can lash out at those that are closest to them. This is a sign of imbalance, and it is important that cougars notice their behavior and find a natural environment in which to regain balance. They need to be in nature. They need to be outdoors, and they need to be alone at times to rebalance themselves. They will not reveal any of their true feelings until they are sure that those around them can be trusted. They need to feel safe. Because of their intuitiveness that comes from their ability to pierce into other realms, they can easily sense what they need to say in order to make others feel better. So they do make very good counselors as well. They are truly gentle souls that will sincerely make an effort to make others feel more comfortable. One challenge for Cougar people is that they tend not to let others know how they truly feel. So this causes them great frustration when others do not know what would make them truly happy. They have to learn not to sacrifice their own joy in order to make others happy. They can repress their feelings so much so that they can go into a deep depression. They need to learn to trust themselves and others around them, that it is okay to express the way they truly feel. They have deep feelings, and this is because they are from the frog elemental clan of water. So they have those watery energies of emotions. Cougar people have many forces moving through them. They are born under the big wind's moon, which is the time of the year when the seasons are moving swiftly and the new year is just about to arrive, when all of the high energy is re-entering into the earth to bring life back. And when we're talking about the northern hemisphere, this is true. And we tend to speak of the seasons from the northern hemisphere. So our Australian listeners, I'm sorry about that, but that's how it goes. Anyway, this is the time of the year that they're born. So this gives them a very high air energy. And in this air energy, they have the ability to connect to the sky. And this is where the turquoise comes in at. This is why they need to ground deeply, because they are highly of the air. Even though they're of the water element, they have a strong air because there's usually a lot of winds that are blowing at this time. So remember, when you enter into the sacred hoop of life, whatever is going on in the environment where you've entered into at the time that you've entered into, it becomes part of your energy. So these people can also move very quickly from one thing to another. And that's a very strong air energy that they can jump from one thing to another. And they can be called indecisive. This can also be another term that people give these people because they don't understand that how quickly they can move from one thing to another. But once again, if they're doing a lot of jumping around, cougars, if you're doing a lot of jumping around, then this really means you need to ground yourself. You need to root yourselves to Mother Earth and really connect to your totems. Connect to your turquoise, connect to your plantain, begin to work with that herb because it can really help you, the medicine of that herb. The roots go very deep with that. And so this is why it helps to ground you. Even doing tea with it and taking a bath with it. It's just different things you can do with that plantain. So all healing herb is very, very good. Something you should keep on your shelf. You also need to know that you should be grounding at all times. You need grounding mats. You need to get outside and put the feet on the earth. You need to do things that help you feel connected to Mother Earth because you can be in your head a lot. And when you're in your head, then that means that you're not exactly on the ground. Sometimes because of your ability to be so creative and artistic, you will totally just be gone. Like everybody else around you is like, what happened to so-and-so? You can just like go ghost on them. So there you go again with the ghost cat. You can find yourself where you don't want to be around people. And so sometimes you have to force yourself to get out and kind of mingle because you can go within so much so that you disconnect from the outer world completely. And you really could feel very comfortable with that, where some other totems or some other people of different totems need to connect to people more. You are definitely one that could be on your own and be totally okay with that. Out in the woods, hiking for months or whatever. This is all about Cougar people. So grounding, needing time alone, and being in a very peaceful environment are needed to maintain your balance, Cougar people. You have to understand yourself on a deeper level. And this is why this is very good. This Earth astrology is very good because it allows us to see ourselves in different perspectives and from different perspectives, especially those of us who like astrology, who study Western astrology or other forms of astrology that give us different perspectives of the self. I love the totems because there's so much information within the totem that you could relate to, and it really does align with the energy of who you are. And when you find that you do not connect so much to what you're hearing, then it's because you really haven't really connected to the depths of who you are. But when you start to really feel deeply, most people say they really do connect to what they hear. So when you start to feel yourself more deeply, when you really start to go into you and see what makes you happy and what makes you not so happy, then you will find that for Cougar people, they really love to be in their head. They love to create. They love time alone. They love to be in a space where they can not be interrupted. And sometimes they get very irritated with people because it's a constant interruption. So they really do need their own territory, their own space. They need their own dens where they can be alone. But they make very good friends as well. When they do connect with people and they can trust people, then these people are some very, very good friends that you don't want to be without because they're very intuitive. They're very connected to the sky energy. And so this is where the turquoise energy comes in. They're very natural protectors of those that they love, those that they feel very close to. They have a natural protection energy, and they can be very fierce, even though they can have the personality that's very calm, laid back, very relaxed. But if you hit them in the wrong spot, then you will see that cougar come out of them, and it won't be pretty. So for Cougar people, the thing that you really need to connect with and remember about yourself is to give yourself that space. Give yourself that time that you need alone. Don't force yourself to be in situations where you start to feel less than needed there. You see, because sometimes you can sit back and you're so quiet and you just allow others to kind of take the spotlight that you will start to feel pushed out and unwanted in some circles because you're not as loud and boisterous or maybe, want to be the center of attention. You can start to feel kind of like pushed to the side. And so cougars usually are loners. They like to be alone. But Cougar people, I want you to remember that it's very healthy for you to take that time for yourself, but also remember that you need to be around others as well because you have medicine that they need. So remember that all of the creativity, the abilities that you have within you are developed in your quiet time. And so you definitely need that because you need to develop yourself, look into yourself, contemplate things deeply. That's who you are. But when you come out and you share with other people, I want you to be more authentic and I want you to speak more. I want you to use your voice more and share with people because you have so much to share. You can tap into the deepest realms of the sky, of the energies of the etheric realms, because you really do connect very easily to the etheric realms. You are of the sky, but you are a water element on this earth. So this is why you really have a unique energy, a unique blend of air and water. Now, when you think about air and water, they can go very nicely together. If you're sitting on the beach and the wind is just blowing very nicely and the waves are very calm, this is you when you're in balance. It's just a beautiful day. It's a beautiful sunny day. The wind is perfect. The water is perfect. And this is Cougar people when they're in balance. Now think about the wind and water when it's not a good day, when the wind is really whipping and the waves get to be 10 feet high. You can bring things down. When you are out of balance or when you are angry, you have the power to bring things down. And so this is why you need to be very connected to your inner self. This is your first and most important thing that should be on your list, is to really, really connect to the inner self of who you are, to have others to recognize that you need your space and that you need that time alone. And this is how you become the best you that you can be. I want to thank you for joining me for another incredible show. Please tune in next week to find out about the Red Hawk people born between March 21st and April 19th. They belong to the Thunderbird clan. I leave you in the love and in the light of the infinite creator. Have a beautiful week.